Hey everyone, for today's barre workout, we're going to be using a round loop resistance band. When it comes to weight for this, you can go kind of light to medium, or you can stick with something heavy. I'm going for my heavier band, but I've definitely done this with a medium one and still felt great results. So it depends on how much mobility and movement you want to have and how much weight and resistance you want to have. So don't feel like you have to go extra heavy, just something that feels good. We're going to be working today with this band around our ankles to begin, and just kind of getting our body and muscles moving in different ways that I think you're really going to like. Okay, so we're going to take the band and put it around our ankles. And we're going to start out in a staggered chair. So typically in barre, our chair pose, our ankles would be together and we'd lift up to the heels and be sitting down. Well, we're going to be more staggered. So 1 foot front, 1 foot back. So I'm starting out with my left foot in the front, heels down, all the toes facing forward. So if you have a tendency to turn out, just square that up with your hips. And right here, we're going to peel up the front heel, come up on towards those toes, and then roll back down. Make sure that your hips aren't moving with this motion, but it's all just centered down here in the foot. Keep going. Two more. Now on this last one, keep that front heel peeled up. Now we're going to change to our back leg. We're going to peel up that back heel, and then we're going to press it back down. Nice and smooth, peel up and then press back down. One more. Good. Now, walk the front foot back. We're going to change the staggered feet. So now your right foot's coming forward, left foot's back behind. And let's begin with that front leg. Peel up the heel and lower back down. Back heel is flat to the mat. Halfway there on this foot. Last one. Keep that heel up. Now that back heel. We're going to bend in, knee juts forward, and then press that heel back out, legs straight. and down. Next, rather than being in a staggered chair with one foot forward and one back, we're going to be in a wide chair. So in other words, we're going to allow space so we can still hold that band open and it doesn't come completely loose like this. Since we want to keep that on at the ankles, we have to separate our feet enough to hold that band. All right, right here, we're going to peel up those heels, lower down into that wide chair, and now we're going to press the knees out, and then we're going to let them come in closed. Press out and close. Keep the pelvis tucked forward. Keep the hips underneath the shoulders. More. 2 and 1. Good. Lower down the heels. Our next movement, we're going to peel the heels up. Sit down into chair. From here, lower heels and lift heels. So really just when we do that, the heels come down and then the heels lift, knees jut forward. And we're going to lift up and lower the heels back down. Let's repeat that. Up, heels up, sit into chair, lower heels, lift heels. Push tall, drop heels. Again. Now we're halfway there. Keep it going. Lift the heels, sit down. Lower heels, lift heels. Push tall, drop heels. Now, for these last couple, take the legs a little bit wider, step out, and continue. And lower down. Good. You can step your feet back in just a little bit to that wide chair, not quite as wide. Peel those heels up. Sit down into chair. And now we're going to press back into staggered chair, one leg at a time, and then walk back in, alternating. So as you press back, push the legs straight, and then come back in to that bent knee position of the chair. Try to stay stable and steady through the body while you move just one leg. Keep it going. one last set right here. 1 and 1. Good. Next, we're going to be moving out of chair and into second position. So turning those feet out, coming to a comfortable second. We're going to begin with the releve. Peel those heels up and let them come down. Feel that resistance as we press the legs out into the band and lower down. Don't just pump through it, take it slow and steady. Halfway there. Good. Now we're going to lift those heels, and we're going to come down into plies with those heels lifted and straight up. Make sure as you come down into the plie that you're not hinging at the waist and coming back, with that chest straight up as we just bring the hips straight down. Keep the hips underneath the shoulders. Lower down those heels. Now we're going to come into a side lift. So we're going to shift the weight into the left leg, flex the heel on the right leg, and we're going to lift that leg just as little, as much as we can lift. Make sure that you don't straighten out the standing leg, but you have a micro bend. We're still externally rotated through this foot, so the toes aren't forward, they're here. 2 more. Good. Step back into second. Shift the weight, flex through the left leg. We're gonna lift and lower. Little movement does a lot. Make sure that you're not kicking out and snapping back. For instance, we don't want this, right? We want to lift, hold, and come back in. One more. Okay, bring that down. Step back out into second position, and we're going to go through our plie series here. So, we're going to plie, lift the heels, press tall, lower the heels. Continue on here in this direction. direction here. You're gonna row the leg to the end, drop heels, and push up top. Have fun. Whew. Really burning at the end there. Next, we're going to give those ankles a little break. We're going to bring it down to the mat and combine arm and core right here. So we're going to lie down on the back. Take the band around the wrists, maintaining pressure. Float the knees up into a tabletop position with the knees over top of the hips, not over top of the belly, and not extending far out. And ankles are straight out from the knees, not up here, or bend down here. All right, so we're gonna peel up head, neck, and shoulders. As we reach one leg away, we're going to open up the arms and bring the elbows down to the mat. And then we're gonna lift, bring that leg back in, come to the other side. Two more. And other side, and one. Good. Wrap that band. Just use the arm and legs, pull the knees in, and give a little rock from side to side. Next, we're going to go into the double leg stretch. And as we lift the arms up overhead, we're really going to push into that band. And then we're going to release as we come back down and maintain that circle. Don't let it go loose, maintain it. And we'll just push away as we lift overhead. So we're going to peel up head, neck, and shoulders, float the legs in the tabletop. We're going to reach the legs away towards 45 degrees, reach the arms and press into that band, and then bring everything back in into a tight ball. Make sure that you don't lose neutral spine. In other words, you don't want to reach out like this. You don't want to be moving through the spine. Hold it just where it is, same pelvic position. Last one. Ooh, hug those knees in, lie the head down, and give a little rock from side to side. Now, let's flip over. Take hands and knees. Bring those wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Now, I'm going to keep the band on my right wrist, and I'm going to take my left hand out, and I'm going to grab a hold here and get set up to row my elbow back. Now, as I'm taking my left hand to row back, I'm going to lift and lengthen the right leg, challenging the core, and then draw everything back in. Try not to shift the weight too much from side to side, but keep nice and even and draw back in. Think about reaching and pulling. Halfway. Two more. Good. Now, take that left wrist back into the band, remove the right hand, grab a hold of the band, and the left leg will now reach back straight while you roll back on the right. Halfway there. Last one. Whew. And bring that down. Now let's flip back over onto the back, and we're going to bring the knees, we're going to bring the band up over our knees. Right here. So we're going to keep the legs in tabletop, and we're going to work through the hips and glutes to open, press out of the band, and then bring the legs back together. While we do this, we're going to add in a chest lift. So take the hands back behind the head, elbows out and wide. Make sure you're not pulling like this. Wide elbows, and then peel up head, neck, and shoulders while you reach the legs out of the way, and then lower everything down. Break right here, relax down, and then we're going to peel up head, neck, and shoulders, and keep it lifted. So we'll peel up here, leave it as it is. Now we're going to open those knees and reach the legs straight, and then drop back in. Keep your gaze forward, not at the ceiling. More. one. Good. Go ahead and lower those feet down to the floor. Lower down the head, neck, and shoulders. Good. Right here, we're going to add in a nice crisscross and twist through the spine. So we're going to peel up left shoulder blade. Reach that left arm beyond the right leg, and while we do so, we're going to pull the right knee in. And then lower that down, and let's come to the other side, alternating. So we're peeling up one shoulder blade while one knee lifts up. Nice little crunch right there, and switch sides. We're halfway now. We're going to come kneeling next and give our biceps a little bit of love with the band. So we're going to be working our right arm first, palm turned up. Left hand is going to hold down towards the side, hold that band steady. And the right hand, we're going to curl in, working that bicep. All right, switching sides. So bring that right hand down by your side, left hand, palms facing up, and we're going into that bicep curl across the body. Release that band. Thanks so much for joining me today for this round loop resistance band bar workout. I hope that you found some unique movements that have left your body feeling worked and additionally challenged with the little help of a round loop resistance band. See you guys next time in the studio.
If you'd like to join me for my full-length classes, you can do so on Patreon in my online studio for bar and various Pilates formats. Thanks so much for joining me. Make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single video right here. See you next time in the studio.